Okay.
Okay.
It's recording.
Do you have both the cameras on?
No, we don't.
Ah!
Good job. You get your spot? I'll get Andy.
Okay.
Okay, Andy's recording. Me. Okay, let's start. It's February 9th, 2015. My birthday in 10 days.
Ooh.
And here
32.
And here we have the second one of this type that will go up. That's gonna show up on the camera, on the microphone. This noise.
Oh. Whoa, it's really, really loud.
Yeah. So the beer is called a Grand Kirin.
Grand Kirin. It's a specialty premium glass bottle. It says rich malt and dry dip hop. I don't know what that is.
Dip, hop, dip.
Dip and hop, dip and hop, dip and hop.
Let's crack it open. Who cares?
Brewed with craftsman's pride and passion. Reward yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, really cool. Okay.
And it's 6%. Ooh. Sorry. Nice. Ooh, I just realized this bottle has a very nice
Mouth.
greenish tint to its glass. Beauteous.
Beauteibus. Beautimaximus.
Look at that.
The smell.
Yeah.
The smell. This is what the color looks like.
Has like a toasty. It's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Has like a golden, roasty color.
God.
It's really good.
Yeah. Super good.
It's better than Kirin Nama on tap.
Oh God. It's the best Kirin out there.
Wow.
It's the best Kirin on the market. It's only Kirin that I justify buying.
I think what I like about it is that the aftertaste in my mouth. Most Kirins tend to have a very clear and like acai aftertaste. But that one, yeah. But that one, it's not about the nologoshi. That's all. It's about the flavor, and I like that. And I like the size of the bubbles. The other Kirin, they tend to be like more carbonated.
This is nice
like overly carbonated. I feel like, and that one.
This doesn't taste like Kirin. If your only experiences with whatever you call it, what do you call it? Commercial Kirin.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna think this is Kirin.
Nope.
Okay, so I've got to start formulating what we're going to talk about.
delicious. Okay, so let's remind ourselves. So previously, we were doing, okay, the last episode's format was what?
Umber.
We just picked a topic and we debated about it.
Yeah, sounds good. Not a debate, discussion.
A discussion.
Yeah. Okay, so this bear. Just a very unique hoppy scent.
To me, it has a good balance of hops and malt. Because it has a hoppy scent, but then it has like a rich and that malty feel a little bit in my mouth. Which gives it like that deeper taste that I enjoy.
I feel like I'm drinking the root of a tree. Yeah.
A root of a tree, huh?
Yeah. No, like not a root. The root.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. The root.
Mm-hmm.
So if a tree could rip its roots out of the ground and offer me one, that's when I'd be drinking.
That would be a very suicidal tree.
It
Because
would.
trees without roots, they die. So the tree would be offering you its lifeblood, basically.
Unless I can somehow replant its roots, the remaining roots, because it's offering me one of them.
Okay, one of them. One of the roots.
So I just, he's gonna offer me the root. If he could choose any root, he would offer it to me. I'm drinking that root.
Okay. That's interesting. Do you know that trees, you know how there's an outer bark and then the center where all the rings are?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I might get this wrong, but trees absorb water from their roots. The water and nutrients from the soil is carried up through the core, I want to say, and all up to the tippy tips of its twigs.
Tippy tips of the twigs. The tippy tipples. The tips and the dips. Tipple.
And then the leaves absorb sunlight, photosynthesis happens, and then it becomes food for the tree, and then it's carried down through the outer layer, through the bark of the tree. So there's this whole going up and flowing down system continuously.
Why don't we have elevators like that?
Yeah.
We should have elevators inside elevators.
Yeah.
So that there's an elevator where people go down, and and that's in the outside of the circle, and the people that go up are in the inside.
Yeah. That'd look cool too.
That would look way cool. Why hasn't anyone done that yet? See, there's so much to learn from. We've talked about this.
Because nature is neutral.
Remember the rhizome?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so much to learn from nature. All the way from how to construct beautiful and pretentious elevators to understanding the true nature of failure.
Yeah.
Nature.
I think we should actually make it a goal to stay in nature more. You know, just in our own personal time and then try to develop
We are the
things in our everyday lives. I know we already are, but I want to...
Are you talking about like us, or the world?
Yeah, us.
How?
Well, recently it's been coming up in conversation more, like the rhizomes, and failure, and then just now we had this interesting idea for elevator. So maybe by researching plants and nature more, we can get... The more we know, the more we have
That's the next step I want to do in this failure research.
Mm-hmm.
Is, like I said, get that mineral water, grow plant in that mineral water.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to do that research. I want to see what happens when the roots hit the wall. Well, we already know what'll happen, you know? That's the thing. We already know what'll happen when it hits a wall.
Yeah. So then why do you want to do it?
I want to show it. I want to expose it.
Oh. But isn't that already out there somewhere? That plant data?
It's out there. And if I were to say to people, hey, did you know that when a plant's growing and spreading its root, or a rhizome is spreading itself, and it hits something that it can't penetrate or go through, did you know it goes around it? Climbs over it? Goes under it? Did you know it doesn't break it and go through it? Right?
Yeah.
Everyone will know. Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
If everyone will know, are you doing it?
I forgot my tangent, mid-tangent. Where was I going with that? That bump, like, just, like, froze me in my tracks. Everyone knows that.
You know, over it and under it.
Hold on, I got this. Everyone knows that. But if I show it to them during a talk about failure, so if I first expose how humans approach failure, right? How we don't do that. We go through it. And then show how plants do it. And then be like, and guess what? Animals do it too. You know, if I show how nature does it, it shows how detached humans are in this level. Then I'll expose a way in which we need to get back to nature. And it's not buying local produce and buying recycled toilet paper. It's how we view the world, how we look at the world. That's what I'm hoping to do. That's one reason to answer your question.
Yeah. That's interesting though. So to getting back to nature.
Even though I have to wait, I'm sorry. The local thing, that's a different thing. The local thing is like to start a new economy. It has nothing to do with getting back to nature. I have to just correct myself there. That's like to fix the economy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Sorry.
Well, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about that. What I was going to say is, though... crap.
I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is... it's interesting to... Damn it. It's on the tip of my tongue. There's this whole eco movement. Green, whatever people want to call it. And it's by the change of thinking in, for example, farming. So like organic vegetables and local foods and whatnot. That's one example. And like you said, recycled products. So it'd be interesting to market a type of thinking as green or eco, like a philosophy.
Market
like you said,
a philosophy.
Yeah. It kind of be like riding this wave of green. I don't like using that word, but it's so commonly used. Green.
Riding the wave of green, but on a cooler surfboard? Like what?
like introducing a new type of idea, new type of thinking. Like the failure thing.
Yeah.
That could be, you're not necessarily going to make money. Hey. Are you bringing another beer into this beer debate?
Nope. It's the same one. Don't worry.
It's not the same one.
It is.
People can obviously tell it's Orion Ichiban Zakura with a pink flower, pink
No one
cherry
can see
blossom.
that. It's impossible for anyone to see that. That's interesting, though, you say that. Man, there's so many directions to take this. It's mind-numbingly fun.
Mm-hmm.
Started as simply just how to make use of failure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it started out with a simple thing. Hey, failure stimulates emotions in a really interesting way.
Mm-hmm.
Which is seen with people who play games a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's turning into this crazy thing. How do you control it? I gotta like take the reins of this and focus it more. What would it mean though? It's a human condition. That's why in the Matrix, the famous line is, humans are a virus.
Mm-hmm.
We are the cure. From Agent, whatever his name. Agent Billy, I think.
Billy.
Yeah. And why are humans a virus? Because they go to a new place and they don't adapt. They conquer.
Mm-hmm.
They usurp. They conquer.
Okay. You already said that though.
Yeah, but I said usurp and you were confused.
What's usurp?
Like take power from something to take over to, like if I were to usurp the king, I want to become the king, so I like kill the king or something. You know, just like stab him. You know, like his throat. Usurp the king.
Usurp.
Crack neck.
Usurp. Usurp.
King neck crack.
Usurp.
Ha 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 ha
Oh, sorry.
ha 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 ha. That's what humans do. You go to a new place, they don't adapt. Because they see failure as an obstacle. They see failure as something that must be overcome, must be broken, must be destroyed. While nature, every other creature in nature doesn't see that. They see failure as nothing, as just, they go around it, they go over it. Right? Plants don't see failure hitting a wall as, gotta break the wall. It's like, okay, let's get past it somehow. Find a weak spot or just go over the top. Or they die. Like, it's that simple. They die. Humans can't do that. It's valiant, it's beautiful, but then it's also unnatural. Is it possible for human to not be unnatural?
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for human to be more like a plant, a root? To never break through something?
Mm-hmm.
Is it doesn't, it seems like it's anti the human condition. It's like, it seems like the human condition is to conquer.
Mm-hmm.
But that's unnatural. And what does nature do to things that don't get along with it? Fucking extinct. Just extinction, you know?
Mm-hmm. I just had an idea though.
I love your ideas. What is it?
So right now you're saying if a plant doesn't find another way, if it's if it hits the wall and if it doesn't find another way to get the nutrients it needs, it dies.
Yeah. That particular plant. See,
Right.
the great distinction here. Not every plant in the entire world Just
but
that
most
one.
plants. But most plants.
No, just that one in that particular situation. It dies.
Okay.
Circumstance. Yeah, continue.
Okay, that's not the point I want to make, though.
Okay.
And I've also heard, like with success stories, many people who make really big moves, they come from a really, they struggled in the past.
Okay.
Like they're either really poor or they came from conditions that were very, like you had to really fight to live type of thing. Like not enough food and whatnot.
Yeah.
So maybe they're able to do that because their only option, like if they didn't do these things, if they didn't try many different ways, they knew that they would starve to death or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they couldn't accept these little failures as like these emotional, like personal damages. Like they just had to be like, okay, I gotta find another way, otherwise like I'm not gonna eat tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So it is a natural way.
Yeah, so maybe like when the consequence is very big, then we start to revert back to
the natural tendencies. Exactly.
But right now, most people, we live in a world that is like a human world now.
Mm-hmm. Consequences aren't that big.
Yeah, and so we're almost like living in this bubble that we've created for ourselves. And
exactly.
so if you're not in that natural context of you, like you have to survive for your life type of thing, then
yeah,
you're like, I don't know what the word is. You destroy yourself.
Yeah.
But not in the natural way. Does that make sense?
You destroy yourself. I think in any way you are destroyed, it's by nature, in some way. You know, death is nature. So if you die, it's by some natural cause.
Yeah.
I like that though. That shows that it does exist. There is a tendency, there is a personality trait, there is a circumstance, there is something that does show the natural tendencies of humans. No, not the natural tendencies, the tendencies of humans that can coexist with nature, that are part of nature, that are nature.
Yeah.
It shows it, but it's not. Why hasn't that been a part of our language about the culture around failure? You know, why is the culture around failure unnatural? Because what I'm recognizing is the culture around failure. What you're recognizing is something else. I think both our cameras are shut off.
Yep.
Okay. So clearly this thing's not going to work. It'll work. Yeah, we'll figure it out a different way. But why does... If we're limited to the culture of failure, the only way in which you can assess failure is it's something that needs to be destroyed. It's not something that needs to be overcome. That's what our language is built around. At least in English. See, that's another thing. I need to explore failure in different cultures. How do other cultures perceive it? You know? I'm going off of just English right now.
Yeah.
I like that though. So when things are big, we will do anything. Just like the plant will do anything to get over the wall.
Yeah.
When things are small, we just try to destroy it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though.
We should see if in nature that happens also.
Well, that's okay. Think about it. The plant does do it. Like it will creep through a weak spot in the street or the that's why you see some trees just burst through. It's as if they burst through the street. They will creep through a weak spot in this failure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's what we do too. We find the weak spots in a social structure, in a social construct, in a person's willpower. You know, we find those weak spots and we try to take advantage of them.
Mm-hmm. And then we make a breakthrough.
And we make a breakthrough. We break through something.
Mm-hmm.
What's... Oh, that's interesting. So what's... So plants also break through walls. They don't break through walls. They don't break through walls. You know? Plants break through walls?
Mm-hmm.
Break through a wall.
Yes. You know how some sidewalks are really bumpy where trees are? It's because their roots are literally breaking the sidewalk.
It's hard for me to accept that's a break. In my mind, a break is much more instantaneous. I break a pair of chopsticks by going...
Mm-hmm.
And I can break some chopsticks by just every day bending it 1 millimeter. And with it, and because that's how a plant does it. A plant doesn't just break like instantaneous. It's just every day they move 1 millimeter more.
Yeah.
And then months, years later, you see a plant bursting out as if it's bursting out a road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because...
So that's breaking a chopstick in 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And every single day, bending it 1 millimeter until a year later it breaks.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Well, because plants can't move that fast.
Okay, so they can't move that fast, but is it the same thing? Are those two forms of breaking the exact same thing? Yeah, okay. Right? One takes longer than the other.
Mm-hmm. Because it's as if the plant chose to keep on breaking through. Because it's obviously felt the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have diverted it instead of not wasting its time. But especially street trees, their roots will just continue to come up.
This is interesting.
Until it literally cracks the sidewalk.
Yeah, they break through it. It's completely. It's been established.
Mm-hmm.
Plants break through the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so they approach failure the same way that humans do. They break through it.
Mm-hmm.
So this language is not as unnatural as we're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What if you... Okay, and also another thing that's really common is a city that has been abandoned. If you were to visit a city that's been abandoned for millions of years or thousands or hundreds or 10 years, that's quite a difference. Million to 10. The thing that you see is a city overrun by plants and nature. You see trees poking out. You see just a lot of stuff, right? It seems nature, the existence of nature, also means the lack of civilization. Paved roads is not natural, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the human condition.
Humans are a virus. If nature was out of control, that's what it looks like. Just complete. Nothing is symmetrical. It's asymmetrical. Everything is just, jagged and up and down and left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Humans come and make it all beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, according to the human thing.
Mm-hmm.
Symmetrical, geometric.
Mm-hmm.
That's a virus way. They're controlling humans, just like a virus controls a cell.
Mm-hmm.
Controls what the cell does. So if you were to cut down an entire forest and then pave a road over it, at some point, trees will retake that road, that piece of land.
Yeah. It will be returned to nature.
Oh, this is driving me crazy. What does this mean?
All right, well, should we end our debate there?
No. Why? Are you tired?
Oh, for the purpose of this beer debate.
Why is that a good point to end it?
Because there was a lull. There was a lull.
Like a laugh out loud?
Lull.
What's a lull?
Like in between two topics, sometimes there's like a dull silence or like not a good flow.
So we're gonna end it because it doesn't flow well?
Just seemed like a good wrapping up point. I don't know.
Did you learn that in documentary class or television class or something?
No, I learned it from Laurel class.
Or your friend Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's the concept behind like when there's like a sexual attraction between two people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you never have sex because there's never a lull in the conversation you have. You know, the conversation's always flowing, and there's never an opportunity to just be quiet. You never act on that sexual attraction.
Interesting. See, from you saying that, I interpreted that as you never have sex because it's the lull before you have sex. Like all this talking, chit chat, that's a lull if your goal is to have sex.
And if the lull is interesting, sex never comes because you keep lulling.
But why would you want to do that? Zing!
Zing! You're zinging me right now, huh? With that comment? That's a zinger for sure. I feel it in my buttocks.
Oh.
We're so on the same wavelength right now.
Lol, like LOL.
You surprised yourself by the peaks. Very interesting. Lots of food for thought. Okay. Yeah. Bye.
Thanks for listening.